His much-anticipated provincial elective conference in KwaZulu-Natal is expected to finally get underway tonight.
Well, an NEC delegation has emphasized the importance of unity for the party. A member of the provincial task team, Zizi Kodwa, and disgruntled party members that had taken the party to court last week announced that they've put their differences aside for the sake of a unified party in the province.
Last year, the court ruled that the results of an elective conference in November 2015, that far back, were unlawful. Again, last month, the elective conference was halted by the Pietermaritzburg High Court.
Unity is a process. Whatever challenges and obstacles we face in the process of building unity, we shall overcome them. I think ultimately KwaZulu-Natal will unite. KwaZulu-Natal as a province of the African National Congress will rise up to the occasion. There will always be intra-differences around issues of unity, but we have no option. There is no alternative to unity. We have only one option, is the African National Congress unity. That's why a week ago, led by President Ramaphosa, visited a number of areas in the province, among others, to lay a foundation of this unity. Because there's got to be a base where you start to build unity. You may not achieve overnight.
Well, we're joined now by Awayanda Mhlongo, who's on the line from us in Durban to give us a sense of the latest that's happened on the ground there. Awayanda, good evening to you. This is finally getting underway. It's taken many months and many turns to get to this point.
The stills, and then afterwards.
Good evening to you, Bongani, and to our viewers of home. Of course, the news, breaking news that we bring you at this hour is that the Pietermaritzburg High Court has dismissed the urgent court bid by 6 members of the ANC that wanted the court to stop or bring to a halt this conference that is due to get underway shortly. Tell you a bit of a nervous moment for the ANC leaders who are here, as well as the province of KwaZulu-Natal, and more importantly the delegates of the ANC who have been eagerly awaiting this conference to take place. But without wasting much time, let me now bring in the spokesperson of the ANC, Mr. Pule Mabepule. Much relief, that's all I can say. I just saw on the faces of yourselves and some of the members here that you're relieved that the court has ruled against this court challenge, and you'll be going ahead with the conference as planned.
Well, let me start by greeting the viewers at home. Well, we've always been relieved. We are here to run a conference. The Secretary General of the ANC is expected to open this conference. He's already here. He was just having coffee upstairs. Delegates are arriving from Moses Mabhida, where registration was taking place. So we have always been relieved. One of the things that we need to encourage our members to do is for them to have faith in our own internal processes. The 54th National Conference established the National Dispute Resolution Committee, which is chaired by the Deputy Secretary General. Part of the work it does is to make sure that those issues that are unable to be resolved within the provincial or regional space, comrades could still have a chance to ventilate their issues with the national structure. We are doing this so that by the time conferences sit, we have isolated all areas of concerns, which is what we've done even here in KwaZulu-Natal. We are doing this because, you see, it would not help the ANC to proceed with conference when it knows that there are areas of concern that have not been sufficiently addressed. Now, conference is sitting. The courts are also beginning to agree, observing that there are strong internal mechanisms in the African National Congress to be able to resolve problems. You'll remember on the Ramakatsa case, which sort of gave rise to this taking to court and all of that, it was about whether the ANC had sufficient mechanisms for people to be able to ventilate when they've got concerns. With what we've done at the 54th National Conference, we have now proved that it is possible using ANC platforms to resolve those concerns.
But the assurance that we had from the NEC members and as well as the provincial coordinator and convener of the province was that all outstanding issues had been dealt with. Now here comes the 6 members at the final hour to say they have issues. Were you not aware of these members and that they still had concerns?
Well, as a law-abiding citizen, I'm unable to speak against the courts. The case is dismissed with costs. We do have a legal division in the ANC which would have to now begin to look into what do we do on recovering the cost and all of that. Because one of the things that the media has sort of not taken up is who is financing these court cases? Because many of these people who are taking the ANC in and out of courts, when you discover, it's not people who are employed. I mean, where there's interesting case in Limpopo where comrades were even joking that, but these comrades who are going to court don't even have 100 rand in their own bank account. How do they go to court? Where are they getting the costs for senior counsels and all of that? But of course, because we are a listening and understanding organization, we do not want to come out as taking these extraordinary punitive steps. We want cadres to still come back and subject themselves to internal processes of organization, because the ANC has got a code of conduct, so that when you have transgressed, we could still be able to use our own code of conduct to test if your conduct was in keeping with the good values that members of the ANC are supposed to embrace.
All right, Pietermaritzburg,
Yes.
Thank you so much for your time there. The spokesperson of the ANC, Mr. Pietermaritzburg, of course, quite excited that the court has ruled against this urgent interdict, and now that conference will be able to get underway. As he said, it's going to be officially opened by the Secretary General of the party, Mr. Ace Magashule, and we were earlier on told that it could have been the president, but as we now know that the president will be closing the conference, and that will be on Saturday. We're going to leave it here for now and take things back to you, Bongani.
Right, thank you, Ayanda. There are strong words, of course, from Pietermaritzburg around the conspiracy theories of who funds these court actions. You remember, of course, a resolution in December at Nasrec that ANC members who take the party to court would be held to some censure. We'll see how it all unfolds. Over to Francis.